invaded Palestine, they were invaded by the, we call this the Egyptians, and they have put so many cities here, and one of those city was called Ptolemies, which is today is called Akko. Ptolemies is one of the rulers in Egypt. Yeah, this is Akib. And Ramah, where it was prophesied by Jeremiah that the babies were killed, and therefore there was a great lamentation among all the mothers because their babies were killed during the time, the rule of Herod, that he wanted Jesus to be killed. They were searching for Jesus because they could not find Jesus. So he ordered that all the male-born babies would be destroyed or killed. And this is Galilee. This time it was called Kinneret by the time of Joshua. Later on, it was called Gennesaret. At the time of the Roman Empire, this was called Tiberias, the lake or the Sea of Tiberias. Today, it is called Sea of Galilee. So see how it changes from Kinneret to Gennesaret to Tiberias, and now it is Galilee, because this sea is now part of the Galilee province. And this is Jotba. As you can see, this is Kishon River, a river that all the way flows from the Garden of Eden. Okay, this is the Gat Hefer and Asmeda, the plain of Megiddo. Whenever you see the plain of Megiddo, you will see Jezreel. And the plain of Megiddo, at the time of Jehoshaphat, it was called the Valley of Megiddo. It will be here because this is the huge valley. It will be here that there will be a terrible war of the nations where Christ would fight them in this Valley of Megiddo. That's why the other sect, they call this the Harmageddon, the great war in Megiddo. This is Jokneam. This is Shunem. Shunem has a name before of Elisha. This place was called Elisha in the antiquity time. Shunem was the woman that was blessed by Elisha. All right. And this is Jor. At you can see this is Taanak. This is Dotan. Dotan is memorable to Joseph and even to David, King David, because this was a pasture land for them. This is what we call the Samaria, the capital of, today the capital of Israel. Right, Samaria. As we can see, this is Shechem, where Abraham the father dwelt for a long time. And you can see here Afek. There was a terrible battle between the Palestinians and also the Egyptians and the, what we call that, the Turks, and also those Syrophoenicians. Yeah, the Afek was a battleground. And as you can see, on this side, before we go down, you will see on this side, here you can see also Afek, and this is Bashan, the what we call the tug of war today. or they wanted, so that Syria is claiming Bashan and Iran is claiming Bashan, and also the Israelites, they are claiming Bashan. In those times, this was called the empire. Yeah, as you can see, Empire. All right. It was the empire of what? That was the rule at that time of this after Judah. Yeah. So that you can see Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and then again, this is a Yarmouk river. Yeah, whenever you see blue, that is a river. This is the Sea of Galilee. This Sea of Galilee connecting to the Dead Sea by the river Jordan, the greatest river. And this is the river Jabbok, where Jacob had, in that place of Jabbok, Jacob made his wrestling with the angel of God until his name was changed into Israel. Okay? And here, you can see the beach Shan and Pela. Pela, what used to be the name Pinuel. I see the face of God. Mahanaim, that is the word, Hebrew word for the two camps of angels encamping in this place. Okay, so we can see this is the river Jordan, and above, a little bit farther from the river of Jordan, because this river is so wide, Jesus Christ was baptized. Okay, so then downward, we can see Jesus visited Jericho also, Mikmash, and this is Bethel. Whenever you see Bethel, next to that is A-I. We would pronounce that high, H-A-I, but they pronounce that I. Bethel is on this side, and I is on the other side. Then we have Beth Hammon, Gezer, Gibeon. Remember the Gibeonites, and remember Saul. This was his place, Gibeon. And this is Gedera. Ekron is part of Palestine, or the Philistine cities. That is Ekron. And Gezer, that is part of the Philistinian cities, and Gath. And this is Ashkelon, Ashdod. Yeah, 1, 2, because God has, Philistines has 5 cities. Ashdod, Ashkelon, this is Ekron, 3, and then there is Gezer, 4, and there is Gath, 5. Gaza is the part of the what we call the capital and the great city, which is the boundary for Egypt and for Palestine. But this was taken by Egyptian rule a long time ago, and they call this the capital city of Egypt, Gaza. So nobody, this is a demarcation line, the boundary. Nobody crossed this boundary alive. All right, this is Gerar, and this is Miksha, Lakesh, Hebron, where Abraham dwelt. In Hebron, there is what we call Mamre. You will see Mamre in Hebron, where Abraham dwelt for a long time. And this is what we call the Bet Shemesh, the Adullam, Tikwa, the wise woman from Tikwa. And this is Adoraim, Deber, and Duma. This is En-Gedi. And again, if you can see En-Gedi, it means to say a water. It is understandable because it is next to the Salt Sea. The Salt Sea is what is today the Dead Sea. And if you can see this on this side, this was the former or the antique location of Sodom and Gomorrah before it was powderized by the sulfur, the rain fire that came from God. Okay, so this is the land of Judah at the province of Judea, whose capital is Jerusalem, this one. And you will see there Adoram, Diver, Doma, and Beersheba. Beersheba is also the place of Father Abraham. He dwelt also in Beersheba. So there are three places that he dwelt: to Hebron, of Mamre of Hebron, to Beersheba, and then into another place. There was another Shechem of Samaria. Okay, and on this side you will see, yeah, this is the place of the Ammonites. This is the place of Gilad. This is the place of Hauran. Edrei is a river. This is Ramoth Gilad. All right. And you will see also that this is the Araba. Yeah. Araba. And this is the place of the Moabites, Moab. This is the place of Edomites, Edom, which is called in the antiquity Edom. And then it was transferred into Idumea. And the Edomians are called the Edomites. Yeah, you will see also Ar. And Ar is a mountain. That is the meaning of Ar. And then Kir Moab, Kir Haroshit. So you will understand that this is Arabs or Araba, which later on the kingdom of Arabia. And of course, this was at the time of Judah after the fall. Yeah, Judah was after the fall of Israel. So that you will not see here the name Israel, but you will only see the name Judah. Okay. Next, we have, this is called the major kingdoms during the 500 BC. Circa. All right, circa 500, the 6th century BC. As you can see, all the blue are the waters. This is the Red Sea of Egypt. This is the Nile River flowing there from Mediterranean to the Nile River. And that you will see, this is the Persis or the Persian Gulf, which is today called the Suez Canal. And it is flowing all the way connecting to the Arabian Sea, which is today called Aqaba. This is Indi or India, and this is Persis or Iran. This is Elam, that used to be the Medo-Persia. Yeah, this is the Assyrian New Babylonian Empire of Arabia in 625 circa to 539 BC. And this was the kingdom of Egypt in the 26th dynasty, which means to say during circa 663 up to 325 BC. And you will see here, this is the kingdom of Lydia or Lud, and Lud belonging to the Philistines. Yeah, this is the Black Sea, and that is Scythia. That was the ancient name of Russia. The Russians, the Scythians are today called the Russians. You will always take note that there is a Black Sea, and this is Caspian Sea, and that's an Aral Sea, which is the Masagatas. And you will understand wherever there is a Black Sea, below that is the Asia Minor, or today the Turkey. Yeah, Turkey or Asia Minor. As you can see, this is Bactria and Parthia. Parthia today is part of Persia or Iran. Yan, this is Aria, Arachosia, Carmania, Gidrosia. And these were the major kingdoms during that 6th century. So what was the major kingdoms? Egypt, Egyptian kingdom, New Babylonian kingdom, the Median Persian kingdom, the what we call the kingdom of Lydia, which is today Turkey, and so you will see there, these were the ones that have ruled during this time. Now you have, when they have returned from the exile in Assyria, when they have returned, the Arameans or the Assyrians, Arameans, Arameans are Syrians. Armenians are Assyrians. Okay, so you write that down so that you will not be confused. Whenever you see Arameans, they are called Syrians. The Assyrians are the Armenians. Okay, this is Damascus, which is the capital of Syria. That is Mount Hermon, the highest mountain, where the waters from the mist and the dews fall down all the way into Jordan River. So the Jordan, it gives water from Mount Hermon going to this Sea of Galilee. To the Sea of Galilee distribute water to the Yarmouk River, to Idri water, and then from Garden of Eden, there is the Kishon River flowing. As you can see, from there you will see the River Jordan from Sea of Galilee, and it gives water into the Jabbok River, and then this River Jordan gives water to the Dead Sea. But the Dead Sea, as you can see, it is dead. But from the River Jordan, it flows all the way into the Arnon River. So don't be mistaken that the water into Arnon River comes from the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is dead. It doesn't give water. But it flows all the way from the River Jordan into the Arnon River. And you can see here also, this is Philistines. During that time, what is that time when Judah rebuilds, okay, their place of Jerusalem. Yeah. As you can see, they came from all the way from Arameans, and then they traveled. This is their travel line going to Galilee. From Galilee, returning back, passing by Jezreel, they return into Jerusalem, passing by Samaria, and into here. They went to Bethel, which was the very starting point of their rebuilding what was destroyed here in Bethel, because Jerusalem here is in Judah. This was then the rebuilt kingdom of Judah. You can see the thick line of violet. This is the rebuilt kingdom of Judah, as you can see. All right, this rebuilt kingdom, it includes Bethel, Mizpah, Beth Haran, Gibon, Giba, Ramok, Gilgal, Jericho, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Tikwa, Adulam, Keilah, and here you have Hebron, okay, And that includes also Zipporah and Azekah. This is Zabis. Yeah, these are the places that they have come to rule. They overtook this place. And you will see the remains of the Philistine kingdom. At that time, this is the big city of Ashdod. Yeah. And as you can see, this is Siklag. But Joppa, because this is an international port, it was never changed. The name remains in English form, but the Hebrew form is Yaffo. And this is where there is an international port, there is also an international airport, which is the international airport is called Tel Aviv. Okay, Tel Aviv. Yaffo, Tel Aviv. And as you can see, the Moabites still lived in those kingdoms at that time. This was the Edomites. The Edomites were called in those time Edomia, right? And this is Zered River. As you can see, the green, these are mountains. And the blue, these are rivers and waters. And from Gaza, there is a river going to Gerar and to Beersheba. As you can see, there are the Ammonites. This is Ammon. As you know already, Ammon and Moab, they were the sons of Lot. Yeah, sons and grandsons of Lot. So we have here Heshbon and Medeba and Dibon. The Ker Moab, which means to say the city of Moab for the Moabites. Yeah. And on this side is Arabs, Arab nation. That time it was not yet the United Arab Emirates. Okay, the next one, you will see the area that was controlled. After that, there will be changes after this because Alexander came to invade and control and take over, and he conquered nations. Yes. Also, when he died, he had 4 successors who had succeeded his work and his empire. It was called Alexander Empire during the circa 325 to 300 BC. These were the empire of Alexander. Yeah, this is Egypt. He took that. As you can see, there is a thick line. Also, Cyrenaica, that also part of Africa or the Greeks, Cyrenaica, because he came from Macedonia. This is Macedonia. And Athens is the capital of Greece. And Sparta is a part of the Greeks. And Cilicia for the part of Italy. Yeah. Then you will see there, this is this thick line here. Now, you will see Alexandria. This is the greatest capital and the first capital that Alexander put up. He called that Alexandria. Today, Alexandria is the greatest center for the library, for the knowledge, and for a lot of things to learn, including the museum and including the theaters and many other on arts and readings in Alexandria, which was the first capital of Egypt. After that, you know, during the time of invasion of Egypt also, he put up many capitals and many cities. In every city, he made it a capital of Egypt. This is Libya, which is part of Africa. In the ancient name, it was called Put. The Libyans were called Put. Yeah, in the Genesis chapter 10, that's Libya. And you can see here, the empire goes into Pontus, Cappadocia, into Armenia, which is Assyrian Empire, into the Media, which is the Medes and the Iranian Kingdom, into Mesopotamia, which was called Haran. Haran was part of Babylon or Babylonia. And then all the way it goes into Persis and Gidrosia and Arakusia. Yeah, and then he had taken this, but not India. He was not able to take the whole of India, but part of India. Yeah, this is Sogdiana, and it goes there into Persia and back to Media and back to Pontus. There was a sea that was called Pontus Sea. Whenever you see the Black Sea, below that, you will for sure will see Asia Minor or Turkey. Yeah, this was Cappadocia and Caspian Sea. So that the Asia Minor is in between. What is something notable with Armenia? In Armenia, there is a mountains in Armenia which is called Ararat, and that the ship of Noah landed on mountains of Ararat. Not just one mountain, but several mountains named Ararat. At that time, it was located in Turkey. The ruler of Ararat at that time was called Rur, and that Uraru was the kingdom of Ararat, and which part of Armenia. So you will see where is the location of the sea, the Noah's ship or Noah's boat landed, which is now part of Turkey, used to be Asia Minor. And this is Bactria and Parthia. They are all the Iranians and the Medo-Persian places that was conquered by Alexander. Later on, it was divided. These kingdoms, they were divided into 4 generals of Alexander the Great. He was called Alexander the Great because in the history there are 3 Alexander. He is called Alexander the First. That's why it's called the Great. All right. During the Maccabean rules, there was a Seleucid Empire. It is pronounced in Greek Seleucid. Seleucid. The Seleucid Empire, they were the Assyrians. Yeah, and this was one of his rulers who named this place Seleucid. And this is Turaba or Ituria. Later on, and this is Mount Lebanon. Whenever you see Mount Lebanon, you will see on top of that Lebanon. And then on the other side, you will see Beirut, because Beirut is the capital of Lebanon. And Lebanon was the very ancient time, was called Palestine. Right? So then this is Phoenicia still, the ancient name of Canaan, and then it was taken by Philistinians, so it was called Palestine. And then that Canaan was renamed by the Greeks into Phoenicia. Yeah, you will see this Leontes River. Yeah, all the green ones are mountains. Axor, Kadas, Panias. These were the place Gemala. You will see there Abila, Gedara, Dion, Gilad. This is Gilad. And whenever you see the word Gilad, on top of that is called Dan. At the time of the four successors of Alexander, it was called Dion. Okay, not Dan. And so we see the places were renamed at their time. And this is except Shechem, Samaria, and this is Kafar Saba, Apollonia. Whenever you see Apollonia, that was after the time of Alexander and his successor. Before that, it was called Ptolemies. And today, it is called Akko. And Akko is now Israel. Okay? So this is Alexandrium, the Ammonites, Jazer, Philadelphia, because these were part of one, the whole place. They were divided by the four generals of Alexander to rule. They ruled including Judea, including Philistia, including Idumea, including Ammon, yeah, Akabatia, or Akrabatani. Akrabatani. That those are the names, Greek names, Judean, Egyptian names, as well as Seleucid names. Yeah. There is also a place called Marisa. Marisa, because it is the Mari. Mari means water. It also means the beach. It also means the sea. Yeah. At that time, near Gaza, it was called Antidon. And you have Ascalon, Azotus, Jania, Bet Dagon. Yes, Dagon was the god of the Philistines. Half fish, and the head is what we call the human being. All right. Ramataim, Adida, Apollonia. These were all the places that were conquered and were changed names. At that time, there were people that had taken over, and this was called before Arabia. They were called Nabasia. Say Nabasia. Yeah. It will start from below. Na, N, A, B, A, T, A, E. As you can see, Nabasia, you will pronounce that today, Nabati, Nabatai. No, it's pronounced Nabasia. Idri is also a river, and this was Mispa, Gerasa. Ragaba, this is the Jarbok River. In the history, the life of Jacob. This is the Arnon River. All right, the Kir Moab is the city of Moab. All right, then we go to the Roman Empire during the circa 60 up to 44 BC. This was the Roman control at death of Caesar up to 44 BC. So the Roman Empire, the heavy line, was conquered by the Romans, and they called that their empire or kingdom, Roman kingdom. And it has a boundary or demarcation line into Gaul. Gaul was the ancient name of France. So whenever you see the word Gaul, it means France. And this is Canterbury, that was also taken by the Roman kingdom, except they could not take the higher Spain and the farther Spain. This is Mauritania. This is the Tyrian Sea. All right, this is Rome of Italy and the Adriatic Sea and Illyricum and Thrace. These were the places that Paul did travel for missions and preachings. As you can see, there is another goal here. That big goal of France was not taken by the Romans, but they have taken the extension of that goal here, the inner goal. That is the outer goal, the bigger goal. And this is Harbonensis. And you can see here, above that is the Danube famous river. The Danube River, which belongs to Germania. And this is Vistula River. And this is another Bariotex Tennis River. And this belongs to Sarmatia. This is Germania, Sarmatia. Later on, we will be discussing what does or how did the names of Sarmatia and Germania changes. The Germania changes a little bit because it was called later on as Germany. And as we can see, the Caspian Sea here, yeah, and the Adriatic Ocean on this side of the part of Gaul or France, which is already the Western Europe. Yeah. Okay. And then you will see the Black Sea. Again, when you see the Black Sea, you will see Asia, which is today Turkey. That's Thrace. Athens is the capital of Greece. All right. Not only that it has an Adriatic Sea, but it has a Styrian Sea. Also, this is what we call the Aegean Sea. Ito, Aegean Sea. Aegai means goat, and Aegai is named after Alexander. The Aegean Sea. Right. So you will see there Adriatic Sea. And now, it's very important to see how Armenia, here you will see Araxes River, the Pontus of the Black Sea, and the Parthian Empire. And the Parthian Empire is what we call Babylonia or Assyria. Yeah. Armenia is Assyria. Parthian Kingdom, you will see the Tigris River flowing from where? Eden, Garden of Eden. And then Euphrates River flowing from the Garden of Eden. And both of these are flowing side by side of Babylonia. Yeah, Babylonia here. All right, as you can see, Armenia, Assyria, Babylon, that's part of Babylonia at the middle. Okay, so this is, you can see here, Judea. This is Judea, this is Jerusalem. And they were still under the rule of Syria. All right, Syria. Tandaan natin, Syrians are the, we call this, how do you call that? If Assyria are the Armenians. The Syrians are the Arameans. It still starts with A. And this is the Great Sea, called the Great Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. The Bible calls that. And Africa used to be named as Numidia, the Africa Nova. Africa Nova has an Italian name, a rather Latin name, which means to say the new Africa. Numidia and Cyrenaica, part of Africa. And Mauritania is part there of Spain going down and part of that Mauritania belonging to Africa. And this is the Sahara Desert. This is the Egyptian Nile River. All right, it has a connection to Mediterranean Sea. And this is the Red Sea, where the Jews or the Hebrews crossed over. Yeah, and this is Arabia, which is the desert of Arabia. And so you will see how the Roman Empire ruled the world in those days during the time of antiquity. Today, these are the famous river of Germany, the Danube River. Okay, so you will see whenever you see at Atlantic Ocean, you will see gold or France or the Western Europe. Now this is, how do you call this? The territory of Herod the Great. Remember, there are 4 Herods in the history. That's why he is called Herod the Great, because he was Herod the first. Right. And this road, the heavy lines are ruled by Herod. All right. The Roman king, as we can see, his rule all the way, if we will start from here, it will be on the border of Mount Lebanon, border of Mount Hermon, the border of Iturea, because these names before they were changed into Roman names. That's why it is called Iturea, Trachonitis, Danias, Panias, Olata, Kadasa, yeah, and it was called Batania, Auranatis, Edri Kanataem, and Golanetis. The Golanetis, they were because the French were occupying this place. Olata, Pania, Kadasa. Geskala, going to Galilee. So they have ruled, he ruled Galilee, going to Zephyrus. Zephyrus was the wife of Moses. And the place is named Zephyrus until today in Israel. I was in Zephyrus and I've seen the place of Zephyrus. And this is Dora or Dor, and the enclosure of that is going to Gaza. At the time of Herod, they have conquered Gaza, the capital of Egypt and Palestine, Philistine. Going to Beersheba and Idunia, which means Edomite, and going to the near of the Salt Sea or the Dead Sea, and also Masada, which was ruled by Maccabeus. Masada until today is a high mountain that the Romans were defeated because they could not climb it. This high mountain, when it is raining or it is drizzling of rain, it is very slippery and nobody can climb to this height of the Masada mountains. And Maccabeus and his men, his soldiers, they have dwelt there. They have put their camps, their army camp on top of Masada. And this is in Gedi, Bet Shur and Hebron, Bet Gobrin. As you can see all the way, the surrounding of the Salt Sea, which is today the under and inside the kingdom of Jordan. So you will understand, you cannot enter to the Salt Sea or the Dead Sea without permission. You have to take permission from the guards of the Jordanian kingdom or kingdom of Jordan. So this is a thick line inside Macarios and Calerni or Caferni, and going up into Hishbon. And inside that, they had taken Peria to change that name into Roman name Peria. And it is they have enclosed also Jabbok River and Gerasa. Yeah. And then going up, they have taken also Jordan and Cytopolis. And then going up, they have taken Abila. Yeah, there is Abila here. And going up, this is Dan. And whenever you see Dan, there is Gilad. But the Gilad was already changed name by the Herods. So you will see there Golanites. Batania Aurenetis. But that was outside the rule of Herod. And going into this is what we call this Nabasia, Araba, part of Arabs. He had taken that, the Bostri. Yan. And then going into Ituria and Mount Hermon, which is the hope of the Jordan River and the other rivers. And that is the place where Jesus Christ was transfigured in Mount Hermon together with Peter, James, and John. And that includes, there is another river, Liancos River. All right. And there is a lake. There is a lake Huli. This is a lake Huli. And going down, you will see Kadasa Olata. And so this is the rule during that time. During the rule of the Romans, this sea was called Sea of Tiberias. Today, it is called Sea of Galilee. But the very time of Moses and Joshua, it was called Sea of Kinneret. Later on, by the judges' rules, that it was called Gennesaret. At the time of the Romans' rule, it was called Tiberias Sea. And today, after that time, the time of Jesus, it was already called Sea of Galilee. This sea is part of the Galilee province or the Galilee town. Yeah. And the capital of Galilee is the city of Nazareth. It was not used to be a city, but today Nazareth is the capital city of Galilee. All right. So we have Zipporah or Zephores. You will remember the wife of Moses. Yes. And the next one, I think that's it. This is Kerim. And the word Kerim, that is a city and the mountains. Yeah, this is the Red River. At that time, the Nabasians ruled here. Before they were overruled and taken by the Africans and the Arabians. Yeah. So our time is exactly 11 o'clock, which is, we have taken 1 hour. Our Bible geography is only 1 hour. And please study, download these maps and study well in order for you to see importance. You will notice here the word Alexandria. And this was not erased during the time of Herod the Great. And there is the word Herodium after the name of King Herod. Yeah. Also, you will see the Emmaus Road. When Jesus was resurrected, he walked with the two disciples at Emmaus Road. Yes, Emmaus Road is part of Jerusalem. All right. As you can see, this is a place that was converted by Herod. It was called Antipatris because he had a son and he had also a relative that was called Antipatris. Yes, this is Sebasti. All right. I hope you have learned something today. You study very well about the journey of Jesus. I will give you already your assignment, how you are going to try to learn about the journey of Jesus. Yes, you try to study where is the place of the birth of Jesus, the place where John was baptized. That is also the place where Jesus was baptized. And where Jesus started his work and ministry of his Father and his journey. All right, going to early ministry in Samaria and Galilee. And then he went to sleep in a boat, which was also in Galilee. And that he was among the Gentiles, which is Sidon, Phoenicia. Yan, Sidon, Phoenicia. And also he went and ministered and did miracles in Capernaum, in Chorazin, in Bethsaida. Also, where he had risen Lazarus at Bethany. Yeah. And when he went enter in Jerusalem, and also the places he went into the wilderness of Judea to be tempted by Satan. All right. And then he went to Cana. He went into Nain. And he met at Nain the widow woman crying for the death of her only son. And also he had multiplied the loaves of bread and feed thousands of people. And he also met Zacchaeus in order to come down. And the mountain where he had sat and gave his blessed sermons of Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. What is the name of that mountain? Do not mistake that as Mount Lebanon. Do not mistake that as Mount Hermon. There is a name for that. And the name, the clue is when he said blessed, blessed, blessed. What is the word blessed in Hebrew language? Yeah, the mountain of blessing. What is it? Har Asher. It's a mountain of blessing, Har Asher. That was the mountain where he sat down and gave his sermons. They call that discourse. In another thing, they call that his preaching. Okay. And we are going now to close this in prayer. The others we are with the YouTube, and Alma is the one present. Alma, since you are there, would you like to close in prayer?
Yes po, sige po. Lord, salamat Panginoon sa mga insights na natutunan po namin sa Bible geography, kahit na po siya mga lugar, pero meron po pala, Panginoon Lord God, na mga malalalim na dahilan at kapamaraanan mo. Isa lang, Panginoon Lord God, ang nakikita po namin, na ikaw yung Diyos na buhay na kumikilos noon, ngayon at magpakailanman. Salamat po sa mga teachers po namin, sa aking mga kaklase. Pagpalain mo po ang bawat isa. Salamat sa kalakasan, sa aming pong pisikal na pangangatawan. Sa higit po sa lahat, sa amin pong Lord God, kalakasan na manalangin at patuloy na madakila ka sa aming buhay. Salamat po sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right. God bless you. And see you. We still have one Thursday, and that will be on September 29. Meron pa tayong September 29 sa within September. And we still have some more to talk about after this. So don't forget your assignment and homework. Okay. God bless you all.
Thank you po.